Miguel. Welcome to the Solar Sports Desk, Josh Powell.
How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
It's awesome to have you here. It's a pleasure to have you here. But first question, before you came to the Philippines, did you know how big basketball was in this country?
Not like that, no. not at all, to be honest with you. But my agent was just telling me how big the fans are and how excited they are about basketball here. And I got my first dose when I was fresh off the plane, and it was it was amazing. Like, all the people that were lined up, waiting, and they were like, "Oh, there's Powell, there's Powell, there's Powell." So it was. I mean, it's amazing. It's been very fun since I've been here, and just being able to enjoy all the people here and the fans of Ginebra. So it's been a wonderful experience so far.
It helps that Barangay Ginebra has pretty much the biggest fan base in Philippine basketball.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. When I left, it was so crazy. Like, from the time I left to when I landed, I had already got like an additional 3,000 followers on Twitter. Like, it was just crazy. So
when news broke that you were going to be the Ginebra import, that's how many people started following you.
Right.
But so you landed. I think you landed on a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, and you played on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
A few hours after landing.
You practiced a few hours after landing.
Practiced straight from the airport. We went to go practice, and then the next day we had a game.
And you shot 60% from the field.
Luckily.
But what was that experience like? Getting off the plane, going into practice, and then all of a sudden, you got to play right away with a bunch of new players, new coach, new league.
I think that's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to just be able to travel the world, to be able to do something that I love to do, and to be able to accept a challenge like that, fresh off the plane, no excuses. So it's fun. You look at times like that and you just want to enjoy it and stay in that moment. So it was fun. It's been great.
You're no stranger to international basketball. You played in Europe. You played, obviously, in the NBA. You played in China. Mm-hmm. That was your last stint before coming to the Philippines. How would you describe the basketball atmosphere in each of those continents?
I mean, it's exciting, here. As far as like the brand of basketball, I would. It's definitely a fun amount of physicality here.
That is the best way I've heard it put.
Fun amount of physicality. I like that.
I mean, China is physical too. I mean, when you're an import on these teams and you have to deal with way more because, you're not going to get as many calls and you got to kind of be careful with certain things. But, I mean, I like it. It's fun. It was great. The first game here, it was great. I got away with a lot of things and they got away with a lot of things on me. So, I mean, it's fun, though.
You're not the first import to comment on how physical it is out here, don't worry.
You're not the first person to comment on that too. But it's fun, right? It's a fun physicality.
Mm-hmm.
Going from let's go through through your career in essence, because when you were when you were in the NBA, not just the Lakers, but your stint with the other teams in the NBA, you were more of a role player for those teams. Here in Ginebra, you are looked as the leader. I mean, because Ginebra is let's just say the marquee franchise of the Philippine Basketball Association.
Okay.
And they were having a little bit of let's just call it a disappointing first couple of games. Mm-hmm. They needed some help. They gave you a call. Now you're looked at as kind of like the go-to guy, the savior of this team to turn things around in this conference. How is this? How have you accepted that role?
I don't really see myself as that. It's tough because when you come to a group of guys that have already been together, and for me, just trying to find a role, whatever role that could be, to be a help on the team on offense and on defense. I just try to use my experiences and how long I've been playing professionally as a way to just help. And just try to, fit in the best way I can. I'm still learning. We're practicing, and there's still a lot of adjustments being made. I'm still learning where I need to be offensively and how guys are playing, and as well as, trying to make sure we get the defensive schemes down. So I'm just, just trying to fit in and be the best, help that I can be for right now.
And you play also in a team with arguably the most formidable front line in the league. Two big guys with you three.
Yeah,
No, sorry, you
Greg.
get JRA so you have a lot of big guys on that team. How do you guys mesh well with each other? I mean, have you guys figured out who works well with who just yet? Because I know you had that first game, then the All-Star break happened. So, there's been a little bit of practice along the way, I suppose. Have you guys figured out how to work well together with the other bigs on the floor?
Still learning. I mean, Coach puts me along with those guys to be able to play with those guys and against them. So, we're still learning, and we do a lot of talking on the court as well as off the court, to try to figure out ways that we can benefit the most while we're out there together.
All right, more of Josh when we return. This is the Solar Sports Desk. Keep it here.
We continue our special one-on-one interview with Ginebra import and center and power forward and do it all, Josh Powell. Josh, being part of Ginebra, what did you know about, I guess, the team and the franchise before coming over? I mean, you knew a little bit about the Philippines and basketball here, but did you know anything about how storied this franchise was?
I mean, I guess the best way to put it is, this is the biggest, most famous club here in the Philippines. So that's the only thing that's been drilled in my head over and over, from Twitter to Instagram to text messages, everything. So that will sum it up right there.
Okay.
The fans are very proud to call themselves Barangay Ginebra. Barangay is literally what? Village, town, community?
Community. I think community would be the
So the Ginebra community.
Yeah.
There you go. But let's go back a little bit. You joined the draft in 2003. You were undrafted. You went to Europe, came back to the NBA. You won championships.
With the Lakers. Don't forget to don't put those
sorry,
rule that out.
since Gino Rapino is my co-host, I have to mention you won championships with the Lakers.
We've had a very bad season. We need to get some sort of
grasping at straws here. Anyway, but when you think about your journey in your career, going from an undrafted player to traveling in Europe to winning champions in the NBA to being signed, waived, to winning a championship in Europe again, and just traveling the world, how do you see the journey of your career? How do you, when you look back at it, what do you think and what do you feel?
It's really a blessing. From coming from where I grew up and experiencing things I've experienced, and to be able to now be in my 11th year, going to my 12th year playing professional, doing something that I love, has just been amazing. And most importantly, these experiences have helped me grow as a man.
Yeah.
And it's just been really fun. It's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of challenges. But at the end of the day, it's helped mold me into the person that I am. And, I just keep going and keep fighting, and I'm always motivated to, just get better every day.
Was there ever a time that you were discouraged and you thought that, maybe I should try doing something else? Or were you dead set on playing basketball, that you knew this is what you wanted to do?
I would probably say college was a tough time for me because my coach, gave me some strong words before the season started, and I started to question, myself for other reasons and things that I was dealing with at home as well. And my mother, God bless her, and it was just one of the most emotional but powerful talks that we've had, and she just told me, don't give up on your dream. And she really helped me and put that fire back in me. So I'm just grateful for that, and I'm grateful for even those tough times, even with that coach telling me that, because that was really fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
You know, that really motivated me, so it was great.
Did you show him the championship rings after?
I haven't spoke to him in a while, but I mean, it's love, though. I talked to him after the first and second championship, and I think maybe a year later after that. So, I mean, everything that I've gone through has helped me, and, you know, I definitely wouldn't change any of it, you know, because, you know, ups and downs are what creates a lot of things, and being able to fight through those challenges, you know, is what builds the character and the people that we are.
Absolutely. And speaking of ups and downs.
Okay, here we go.
No, the Lakers are down.
I knew it.
I mean, they're in rock bottom right now. The worst ever record in the history of the L.A. Lakers. We are here. And coming from this franchise, you know how the glory years, the most recent glory years of the purple and gold. Is it strange for you to see where the Lakers are right now, close to the bottom of the Western Conference?
Of course. You know, it's tough because you got to understand there are 4 or 5 organizations in the NBA that aren't, they're only about championships and that history. And when you have, you know, a team that's been used to getting to a certain point, you know, during the season, and for them to be almost, you know, rock bottom, you know, it's definitely tough to see, and I'm sure it's tough for Laker fans to see. But you know, everybody goes through those moments. You know,
I deal with that every single night.
Right. Yeah.
But okay, I got to ask you. So many people were asking me about Kobe, asking him about Phil, and so we got to ask you. I mean, what was it like playing alongside Kobe Bryant, playing for Phil Jackson, Pau Gasol, and maybe even somebody like a Ron Artest, aka Metta World Peace? You were there when the transition happened.
Right. To be able to, you know, play with the best of the best, to be coached by arguably the best coach ever in Phil Jackson, I mean, is something that you just can't take away, because, you know, the crazy thing about those 2 years was the practices, if y'all could see the practices, were way harder than the games. And that's why when we stepped on the floor, it made the games look so much easier, because day in and day out, we were grinding. And it was a fight. And, God, you know, we were going at each other left and right every day, and that's how we got better. And we were, you know, the second group was pushing the first group, and so on and so forth. And it was just, you know, it's great. You know, it was definitely fun and challenging. We had some good times during those years.
Yeah.
Okay, we ask your question for our guests on your turn. This is the Solar Sports Desk. Keep it here.
I got so. Earlier, we asked you to send us questions or perhaps comments for Mr. Josh Powell, and here are some of them we got via Twitter. From Carlo San Agustin. Carlo asks, how's Phil Jackson as a coach? Were you close outside the court?
Zen master.
Yeah.
He has a way to have his own relationship with each one of the players. You know, Phil is his own guy, and he was good though. For him to be able to manage the egos and do the things that he, you know, that's what makes him so special, because he can do that. So, you know, he was a great guy, and I learned a lot from him. You know, we had a few talks here and there, and, you know, just to be able to be in that presence, it was just amazing. So, a lot of things from the meditation that I'd never done before, seeing him walk around with sage and getting rid of the evil spirits.
Wow.
He did a lot of things, but it was great, though. It was fun.
All right.
From Salis, you going for Pacquiao or Bradley?
Fight's happening this weekend.
Pacquiao.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Easy question from Lawrence. Lawrence asks, how does it feel to be former teammate of DJ Benga, who actually played here in the Philippines as well?
DJ is my guy.
Yeah.
DJ is a really good guy. He, you know, we've been teammates on a few other teams too, not just the Lakers.
Yeah.
And he's a a hardworking guy, very funny. If you get a chance to know him, but he's a really good person though, and his thing, what he brings to the table is defense and rebounding. So he's a good guy. Hats off to DJ. I'm not sure how his experience went here, but from what I know, he's a really good guy, good player.
Okay.
From Christian O'Neill, his bet on who will take the NBA championship this year.
That is a great question. It is wide open, I think, this year.
How about top 4 teams?
Top four, of course, Miami. If Indiana can play the brand that they know how to play, I think that they'll give Miami some problems. Excuse me. OKC, of course, and San Antonio.
What do you think? Okay, since we're here, what do you think is wrong with Indiana? I mean, they were playing at such a high level in the earlier part of the season, and then all of a sudden,
traded Granger, and
it happens, but it's the tough part because when you make adjustments like that, and then you're trying to fit these guys in. Some teams can do it immediately, and some teams it takes some time to do. And you never know. But I'm sure once playoff time comes, it's crazy because every team, they kick it into gear, like immediately. That happened to us our second year on the back-to-back. They were always saying how we were struggling during the year and so on and so forth, and we found a way to get it done. So, I think Indiana will be fine.
Okay. From Alvin Adriano, Alvin says or asks, what are the differences and similarities of the CBA and the PBA? Go Lakers! It's part of the question.
Both. So a lot of people may not think it, but the CBA is very, very physical too as well. And aside from physicality, the playing styles are different. It seems like in the PBA, it's more of a grind out type of game, And then in the CBA, we're running, and the scores are a lot crazier. But from some of the games that I've seen, it just seems more grind out basketball. Possession after possession in the PBA.
Yeah, so it's more like the Eastern Conference here, and over there is like the Western Conference.
Yeah.
From Tonton de Ocareza, who's the greater player, Kobe or LBJ?
They're both great in their own. They're two different players, two different positions. I don't think you can really say anything about it right now because they're still playing. Kobe's at the end of his career, but LeBron's in his prime right now. So it's going to be interesting, once LeBron gets finished to see where he's at and what he's accomplished.
All right. So we have come to that point in the show when we have run out of time, unfortunately, because I wanted to pick your brain for another 2 hours.
Fist bump.
But you've come up, you've accepted this never say die. You've been saying it throughout the commercial breaks. What does never say die mean to you?
I just think it's the attitude that, at the end of the day, no matter what's going on, to find a way to have winning basketball, like just getting it done some way, somehow, never giving up, always fighting. I think that's what it means when you say never say die. Fist bump.
All right. So, you've got a lot of fans out there. You got a lot of fans, of course, of Ginebra. Believe me, half of this country is rooting for that team. If you want to ask for their support and if you want to greet everybody out there, please do so. You can look at this camera right over here.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Hi, guys. This is Josh Powell. And seriously, I just thank you guys for your support. It's been a lot of fun since I've been here, and just want y'all to know that we're definitely day in and day out. We're grinding, we're getting better, and trying to find a way to work this thing out and save this season and just continue to move forward.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, nice.
Thank you very
so much for joining us on Solar Sports Desk. I wish we had more time.
Yeah.
But, that is all
Maybe
the time we have for you guys tonight.
Maybe we will have a part 2.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay.
Yes.
Our guest said it. We are going to have a part 2.
We will definitely take you up on that offer. It was caught on camera. Yes, recorded.
And we are
Thank
live.
you. Okay, there you go. Log on to our website, www.solarsportsdesk.ph. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook and download the Solar News app for everything in the world of sports. For everyone at the Solar Sports Desk, I'm Cheska Litton.
And I'm Gina Rufino. Before we go, we'll leave you with a quote from Phil Jackson. The Zen master once said, "Wisdom is always an overmatch for strength." And those are the sports stories for today, Tuesday, April 8, 2014. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe, Philippines. Good night.